Alright, number 3 on Pick 10 Horror Wild Card. The Gate from 1987, the year I was born, and I have a story with this one. So, as mentioned before, when I was younger, I used to sneak watch movies late at night at my grandma's house. And there would be some movies, such as The Kiss or Go, that I didn't know the name of right away. Go, I kind of figured it out. But this was one of them. All I know is it was a weird horror movie where a kid had an eyeball on his hand and realized it was the gate. And I've loved this movie ever since. It tells the story of young Stephen Dorff. Yes, the actor Stephen Dorff. He plays Glenn. He and his friend, there is a tree that gets struck by lightning. When the construction workers come, Glenn and his friend Terry, they find this orb, and it ends up being linked to a demon. Demons. And then a gate is going to be opened, bringing demons forth into our world. This movie is so 80s, you couldn't even music to the close, to the fact that parents leave town and say, don't have a party, and then you cut to them having a party, and they're smoking and doing all that stuff. It's 80s. It's an 80s party. It's completely 80s. Yes, the effects in this film are actually pretty good. There's some where they use a forced perspective, where you have sets and then actors regular size, and like they did in The Hobbit, that kind of thing. And that's done really well. And then sometimes there's stop motion, which when the stop motion happens, yeah, it's a little dated, but back then that's all they had, and it's all right. The acting is fine. There's some logical choices I don't get though. So there's a dream sequence which Terry sees his dead mom, and it turns into the dog, which is now dead. And Krista, whatever, the sister, Glenn's sister, tells the guy that's there to, one of their guy friends, whatever. Like, she has a couple of girlfriends, like a couple of friends that are girls, and then there's a guy, maybe the guy that's hitting on her, to take it to like somewhere to get rid of it, and they're closed or something, so he takes it back to the house and buries it in a hole in the backyard. That's not what you're supposed to do, but that's kind of a lazy way to get your sacrifice. So they need a sacrifice, doesn't say it has to be human, and that's what starts this whole big thing. There's other little things here and there, but this is what really kicks it off. I will say though, watching it this time, I did notice that it is kind of obvious, like when Glenn is talking about his rocket. I want the rocket. He doesn't get the rocket. It's like you watch the movie. He hasn't got the rocket. He hasn't got the rocket. He's gonna get this rocket. It's very set up to the fact that he's not gonna get this rocket until the climax to use it. Although I don't know, it's supposed to be a symbol of love. Because his sister Al, that's what it is. Al gave it to him. I don't know. It's one of those 80s films, parents are out of town. Although I will say the effects, like I said, are pretty good. When they think the parents are home, they run out. Dad's like, you've been bad. And then his face just like melts. And the mom goes, ha 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 ha. The head falls off and like goop and stuff inside. That's really good. I like how Terry was telling a story about how there's some kind of communications worker or something. There's like construction worker or something got stuck inside the house when it was built, and then later they kind of show it, like that. Yeah, the demons made this thing come true. Whether it was actually in there or the demons made it happen, I don't know, but I like that. And I like Stephen Dorff in this. He's little, he's not best, but I think he's decent. I mean, of course, he would get better. Uh, and Terry would go on to be in the sequel. Yes, sir, the sequel to this movie is so good. The climax is a bunch of nonsense where you are just, there is so much going on, you know, where everything's, you know, they got dog sacrifice, they got the sister, and they got Terry, and you need two sacrifices, and everything's just going to shit. Things are going around, whirly, everything, and this big stop motion Goro like monster pops up, and then like this, and then he gets the eyeball on his hand, and then there's the, dude, I gotta my nose. Alright. So then he uses this rocket and he shoots it through down into the whole thing. And it saves everyone. And then they just in the closet, I guess. I don't know. It's really weird ending, but yes, it is. I think this is a very good movie. I think it's I think it's one of the better 80s horror films out there, to be honest. I think it's underrated as hell because nobody really mentions this film. But it is great, and it's PG-13, and people say, oh, you can't do PG-13 horror. Look no further than this movie. It's PG-13, and it's 1987 PG-13. Nowadays, it would probably be a little bit toned down. We look at Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. Yes, there was a lot of scary elements to that film, but I feel like this one had the most, where it was like pushing the envelope is what you could do with PG-13. Like I said, when the fake mom's head rolls off and they hit the goop, it's black, not red goop. So, you know, if it was called red, it would be rated R. Although the sequel is rated R, which is weird. But yes, guys, it's a fun time. I think you should. I recommend it. I'm giving this an 8 out of 10. I really like it. I think it's underrated. Sorry if I'm a little bit vague. I watched this a couple hours ago. And I'm just trying to do things. And so that's why I'm a little bit vague. I remember a lot, but I remember most of it. So let's pick out the next one. Trying to grab one. Hold on. It's very hard to grab one. A bunch of them put together here. No, that's two of them together. Hold on. Sorry. It's one's just sticking together. I'm going to try to shake it loose, okay? Alright, so let's see. It's two of them. Alright. Before you even learn to spell your name, I was reviewing Battlefield Ah, God help me. And yes, you might be guessing, I was looking for a certain movie, but I couldn't find it. So I just went the random route. And Destiny punished me for trying to... Fate punished me for trying to pick out one. And that's why I got Battlefield Earth. So I won't do that again. That's another Tubi one, I think. So let's see. We've had DVD, Tubi, Vudu, Tubi. I'll write it on the side here. DVD, Tubi, Vudu, Tubi. Alright, yeah, because that thing here. Yeah, that's a Tubi one. There's 2 Tubis already. 1 DVD, 1 Vudu. I don't know if I'll do it tonight. Maybe tomorrow. I think I'm resting the rest of the night. So, what are your thoughts on The Gate? Leave no comments below. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. I've been Scotty, and I'll see you in the next one.